What's up, YouTube? Commander Kronk here, having just recovered from what I like to call a gameurism, where there are so many good games coming out next year that I completely forgot to add God knows how many to my top 10 list. I would have done a top 20 list, but, you know, too much work to go back through and take away. So I'm doing a top 10 list part 2 for 2019. Number 1 is probably still Devil May Cry overall, but number 1 of my part 2 list is a very close second, if not tied for first, with Devil May Cry 5. Enough chit chat, let's get into it. Number 10 is Dreams. If you took the creation engine from Little Big Planet 3, where there was this robust system of people creating and sharing levels from Little Big Planet 2 and 3, and made a game where you could sort of stream of consciousness go between different people's creations, that would be Dreams from what I understand. The reason this is at number 10 is because I'm excited for it. I think it'll be neat. I like playing with creation engines. I spent an inordinate amount of time with Halo 4's creation engine creating this really ridiculously massive level. Never had enough friends to play with it to make it, a viable level, but it was still fun to mess around with, and I really enjoy that kind of stuff. But the reason it's at number 10 is because I don't know if the description I just gave is accurate, because they haven't told us what it is. And it's been in development hell for so long. I mean, beta codes are obviously going out. There's going to be a beta this January, so we'll know more about it then. But they really got to do some marketing if they want this game to succeed, but we'll see. Number 9 on my list is Left Alive, a first-person shooter spin-off to the Front Mission series. I'm excited for this because I really like mech games, and even though this isn't a mech game, it's set in a mech game universe with first-person shooting elements, and it's made from Square Enix, and I'm kind of a Square Enix acolyte, you might say. Anything Square Enix I'm usually pretty down with, hence why I'm excited for Babylon's Fall, but since it's not coming out in 2019 more than likely, and I know Square Enix isn't making it, it's being developed by Platinum Games, but they're publishing it, and usually anything they publish or develop I'm excited for, so Left Alive is definitely on my radar. I may not pick it up at release, but it's definitely something that I want to get before the end of the year. Number 8 is Wolfenstein Youngblood. I imagine that this game is going to be like Wolfenstein Old Blood, in the sense that it'll be an expansion / spin-off, but you get to play as BJ Blazkowicz's twin daughters in, I think, the 80s instead of what was Wolfenstein 2 set in the 60s, I believe. And you get to kill Nazis in the 80s. So I'm imagining if Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon's aesthetic mixed with Wolfenstein 2's gameplay. So I'm excited for that. Number 7 is Rage 2. I never got to play the first Rage. I was playing Borderlands 2 at the time, and Rage honestly looked a little bit bland, but I heard it was great. I need to go back and play it. But Rage 2 looks like if you took, well, it doesn't look like, it is if you took the open world gameplay from Borderlands 2, along with the fast frenetic action of Doom 2016, and created this adrenaline rush of a love child to just create this perfect mesh that just looks to be like so much fun. I don't think it's going to be the best game of the year by any means. I don't even think it'll be necessarily in my top 10 of the year per se, but I think it will be one of the most solid offerings of the year, and that's what I'm excited about. I'm excited to have a solid offering of more Doom 2016 style gameplay, but with some even more fantastical elements to it, and just sort of that over-the-top, fast, frenetic fun action. Number 6 is Death Stranding. Originally at number 5 on my list, before I remembered a game that I completely forgot about. Death Stranding, I'm excited for. And the reason it's on here, because if you saw my first video, I said I don't want to put anything that's not coming out in 2019. Except for I put Cyberpunk 2077 on there. I'm not sure if this is coming out in 2019, but Kojima seems to be teasing it. Norman Reedus seems to be teasing it. Everybody seems to be teasing that this is coming out in 2019. We still don't know a lot about this. I'm thinking that it's a third-person stealth shooting action game, action adventure. And from what I understand, there's some sort of online element to it that I really don't understand. But I'm excited for it. I think that Kojima having the reins taken off him, or the shackles, shall we say, from Konami, I think will really enable him to create something absolutely fantastic. I mean, when he was allowed to go outside of his comfort zone with Metal Gear Solid, we got Zone of the Enders. Now I think we're getting what he really wants to create. So I'm excited to see where this goes. Number 5 is Doom Eternal. Take everything I said about Rage 2, except for the open world gameplay, about being fast, frenetic, and fun. Add in a grappling hook, along with a ton of gory demon-killing action, and hell on earth. I'm excited for this. I think that Doom Eternal is going to be just an awesome time. I loved Doom 2016. 16, I can't talk. I'm excited, and that game was awesome, so I'm excited for this sequel. I think that it'll be just as good, if not better, so that's why I'm hyped for this one. Number 4 is The Outer Worlds. I will be completely honest. I got into Fallout 3, played an hour and a half, got to the first area of that game, saw that there was a guy that people hated, went to try to steal something from him. Theft wasn't high enough, and then everyone in the town turned on me and killed me. I forgot to save, which was my fault. That made me so mad, I went and traded the game back in and never played again. Due to the ludonarrative dissonance of people hating this guy, but because I stole from him, oh, we're gonna shoot you. Honestly, it should have just been me against him, and I could have accepted that, but when I couldn't get out of the town and everybody ended up shooting me, it made me mad. So, why am I excited for The Outer Worlds? Well, the creators of Fallout New Vegas, which from everything I've heard is a better game, are creating an RPG about going to the outer limits of the universe and colonizing planets there, and the RPG mechanics from one of my favorite games, which is KOTOR 2. They look like they've lifted some of the elements from that and the elements from New Vegas and are creating this just amazing game that I've sort of been yearning for. I want this kind of Americanized RPG. I love Japanese RPGs, but when you get American studios to do it right, they're awesome, and Obsidian is definitely the team to do that. Number 3 on my list is Ancestors: The Humankind Odyssey. I'm excited for this game because it looks like nothing I've ever played before. You play as the first evolution of man and go through the evolution of man from ape to human. Maybe it stops before human, but you have to survive and evolve, and it looks completely different from anything I've ever played. The tree swinging mechanic looks different. The combat looks different. You have to learn how to create tools to kill other predators. It looks like an experience that is unique, and we don't get many of those nowadays in the gaming world, and this is something that looks truly unique. So I'm definitely excited for this one. I think it will I could be completely wrong. It could turn out to be a total bomb and just boring, but I'm holding out hope that it's going to be really, really solid, and that's why I'm excited for it. Number 2 on my list is Biomutant. I love hack and slash, as I've already stated. A really neat character creator where you get to play as a red panda, where whether you're skinny or tall or heavy set affects the different stats. So a really interesting integration of mechanics to gameplay, along with just this vibrant, beautiful world that looks like nothing I've ever seen, but something I haven't seen in a long time. And from what I understand, you're able to build different weapons with this crafting mechanic. From the gameplay trailer, it looks like you can create a mech suit to walk around in. It looks very unique in the sense of it takes a lot of ideas that have been done before and molds them into one cohesive experience. So I'm truly, truly excited for this one. I think it will be probably one of my top games of the year. It's being published by THQ Nordic. I loved the Darksiders series, even though I know it's not technically them. It was THQ, and now THQ Nordic did Darksiders 3. But I think this will be an experience that will be worth remembering. And number one on my list, why I had to reshoot this entire video, was Lost Soul Aside. This game was originally created by one person. What you're seeing right now was originally created by one person in Unreal Engine 4. If I remember correctly, I'll leave a link in the description. His YouTube channel was Bang Yang, and Sony was so impressed with this that they shopped him around to different studios to get this game completed. He was inspired by the combat of Final Fantasy 15 to create his own game around that mechanic of like throwing the sword and teleporting. And again, I love hack and slash. I love fast, frenetic, fun action. And this looks to tick all those boxes. I love JRPGs. This looks to tick that box. You got a spiky hair protagonist with an emo dragon circling you. I mean, this is just everything I want in a game. And from all accounts, it's supposed to come out this year. They've been working on it for 3, maybe 4 years. Maybe not that long. I can't remember when Final Fantasy 15 came out. But he was working on it for 2 years by himself. Then he got a studio to come in and help him finish up the game. And I don't think that this will be I don't think that this will be a 50-hour RPG experience. But as Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice showed us, short, concise, focused experiences can create games that are more worthwhile than the longest RPGs. And there was a playable demo at, I believe, Gamescom, or maybe it was Tokyo Game Show, and everyone there said that this game was fun and that it wasn't just trailer trickery that a lot of studios employ. That what you saw in the gameplay trailer that Bang Yang created, you in turn were able to play. I am absolutely shaking with anticipation. I think this game is going to be absolutely amazing, and I want to get my hands on that gameplay demo. I have no idea how to do so. It's probably not even possible, but if I did, I would probably burst into tears. Yes, I know that's pathetic, but this game looks to be... That's why I'm saying it's vying for the same spot as DMC5 in my head. I can't tell you which one I think is going to be my favorite. Some days I think it's DMC5, and then 10 minutes later it'll be Lost Soul Aside. So I'm going back and forth, but I'm truly, truly excited for this game. I think it's going to be just an amazing experience. And that's my top 10 games part 2 of 2019. I hope you enjoyed the list. I think this will be my last top 10 game of 2019 I'll make, but what I think I'll start doing is going through games to watch. Maybe not in a top 10, but I'm looking at my list of things over here that I could have put on here, and you've got things like Tales of Vesperia, Onimusha Warlords, which have both come out this month in January, but you've got things like Ys 9, and A Plague Tale: Innocence, which just looks gorgeous. I already mentioned Babylon's Fall, Control, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, the Phoenix Wright trilogy, Psychonauts 2, The Surge 2. Supposedly, there's a Two Worlds 3 coming out. Someone warned Pro Jared because it might ruin his year. Wasteland 3. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Just, there's so many games. Journey to the Savage Planet. There are so many games coming out that I think just look ace. I think that they're going to be interesting, but a lot of these we don't know if they're coming out in 2019. So what I want to do is I want to go through and talk about the games like, hey, let's watch these games. Here's what we know about them. Do like bite-sized breakdowns, and as things come along, more information, maybe make update videos along the way, because there are so many games coming out. Like I said, I just made a top 10 list, part 2, because I forgot how many good games are coming out in 2019. 2017 was an amazing year for games. You had Persona 5, and I can't remember the other ones, so I'm not really making a good case here, but 2017 was amazing. 2018 was amazing. I mean, we got Monster Hunter World, which is all I need. I mean, Monster Hunter World Iceborne is coming out this year, and that's going to be almost an entire game in and of itself. You've got all the games I've listed. It's a great time to be a gamer. It's a great time to just be alive. So here's to 2019 and all the exciting things it has in store.